I would like to know, when was the last time you used Skype? In fact, it's possible that some of the younger ones among you have never used it. But Skype was once essential for connecting with loved ones, organizing professional meetings, and conducting live interviews. Today it's over. Microsoft has just announced the definitive closure of Skype after 20 years of existence. But how could such a powerful software, which totally dominated the video call market, disappear so abruptly? In this video, we will revisit the meteoric rise of Skype, understand the mistakes that caused its fall, between sabotage, ego war, and lack of vision. The story of Skype is a real business lesson. Let's go. Envision a world where international calls are astronomically expensive and highly complex. You have to be ready to pay a bill equivalent to rent to your operator or buy scratch cards and go to a phone booth. The sole means to view a distant loved one is through an emailed photograph. That was the reality of the early 2000s. Then in 2003, two Scandinavian entrepreneurs, whose names I'm going to butcher, and I apologize for that, Nicholas Sennström and Janus Friis, create Skype, a small application that will revolutionize global communication. The principle is simple, but it's brilliant. Audio and video calls that are free via the internet, an intuitive interface usable by everyone, and a call quality that was unmatched at the time. In no time, Skype becomes viral. From its launch, the application attracts millions of users. The reason is simple: it's the first real free alternative to long-distance calls. By 2005, Skype had become a behemoth with 100 million global users, eliminating the need for prepaid cards and high bills. And that's where a first turning point comes. eBay buys Skype for $2.6 billion. eBay's idea is to integrate Skype into online transactions to allow buyers and sellers to chat live. Spoiler, it will never work, but no matter, Skype continues to explode. In 2010, they reach 560 million users. 40% of international calls go through Skype. The software becomes a pop culture icon by appearing in movies, series, and ads. It's simple, we can't avoid it. Skype. It's more than just software. Families use it to stay connected with loved ones abroad. Companies adopt it for remote meetings, and gamers make it an essential tool to play together. Even students use it for group study or to sleep together with the famous Skype over Skype. It's a revolution. But like all revolutions, the story doesn't stop there. In 2011, Microsoft enters the scene. It puts down a $5 billion acquisition, the largest in the company's history at the time. It's a huge amount. And a question arises, will Microsoft make Skype an even more powerful empire? What follows is a descent into hell. When Microsoft bought them, Skype was the undisputed leader in online calls. It dominated the market, and Microsoft saw it as a unique opportunity to establish itself in the digital communication market. As you know, if you watch the video dedicated to Microsoft at that time, the company is losing its dominance and its stock price is going to drop by more than 70%. If you haven't seen it, the link is in the description. The company's plan is clear: to make Skype the heart of its ecosystem. The idea is to integrate it into Windows, Outlook, Xbox, and make it the go-to tool for professional and personal video calls. On paper, everything seems perfect, but in reality, this acquisition will mark the beginning of Skype's decline. The first problem is that Microsoft wants to do too much. Instead of letting the software evolve naturally, it imposes drastic changes that destabilize users. The once simple and intuitive interface becomes more complex and cumbersome. Microsoft will seek to force its integration into its software, but instead of making the experience smooth, it complicates it. Skype is the default in Windows Outlook, but it will worsen the user experience. The successive updates will weigh down the application instead of optimizing it. The menus become confusing, bugs appear, and frustration will grow among users. Skype users will seek simpler, more effective alternatives. Then comes the fatal error. Since its inception, Skype has utilized the revolutionary peer-to-peer technology. Skype connects users directly to each other without intermediary central servers, unlike traditional services. This system allows for exceptional call quality, unique robustness, and low dependence on costly infrastructure. In 2013, Microsoft made a radical decision to abandon peer-to-peer for a centralized server system. Officially, it's to better secure communications and improve connection management, but in reality, it's a disaster. Calls become slower and more unstable, the video and audio quality deteriorates, connection times lengthen, and interruptions become frequent. What made Skype strong will disappear overnight, and Microsoft will do nothing to compensate for this loss. While Skype will collapse under the weight of its own mistakes, its competitors will move forward at full speed. WhatsApp launched voice calls in 2015 and video calls in 2016. Facebook Messenger improves its call features by making the experience smoother and faster. Apple promotes FaceTime as an integrated, efficient solution for all iPhone users. But Microsoft does not react. No major innovation, no clear repositioning. Skype will remain stagnant while the world changes around it. Little by little, users are turning away. Calls between family and friends are now made on WhatsApp and Messenger. Skype will remain installed as a backup tool, but its usage will gradually decline. Microsoft seems completely disconnected from user expectations, and Skype is slowly slipping into oblivion. But the real fall, it's just beginning. In 2017, Microsoft will make a new strategic decision that will definitively condemn Skype. The decision that will end Skype is the launch of Microsoft Teams. Skype is still present but losing traction. Its image is aging, and after years of shaky updates, users are trusting it less and less. Meanwhile, Microsoft will seek a more up-to-date solution that better fits the needs of businesses, which will soon be its main focus. From its launch, Teams is presented as the future of communication at Microsoft. It is designed for collaborative work, with native integration to Office. A strong argument for all companies that are already subscribed to the ecosystem. Teams does not just offer video, it also allows document sharing, live collaboration, and integrations with professional tools. Microsoft is rapidly shifting focus to Teams, while Skype takes a backseat. Microsoft is gradually losing interest in the product, providing only minor updates and slowing down its development. In the professional world, the transition is immediate. Companies using Skype for Business are urged to switch to Teams. Microsoft announces that Teams will completely replace it by 2021. This change will create a dynamic that further accelerates the decline of Skype. And as Teams takes hold in the professional world, Skype will lose its last competitive advantage. Microsoft's once essential communication tool has become outdated. And yet Microsoft could certainly have saved Skype in the consumer market. But instead of improving it, investing in innovations, they are going to let it slowly fade away. In 2020, an event that could have revived Skype will instead hasten its disappearance, delivering the coup de grace. And this event, you all know it. In 2020, the world faced an unprecedented crisis. The pandemic will force millions to work remotely, attend online classes, and stay connected with loved ones. It's the perfect opportunity for Skype to return to the forefront. It's the well-known software for video calls, pre-installed on millions of computers with a widely recognized name. Surprisingly, it's not Skype that's thriving, but Zoom, a company previously unfamiliar to most people. If you're wondering why, the answer is pretty simple. Zoom exactly meets the user's expectations. Where Skype has become too heavy, too complicated, and too slow, Zoom. It's an ultra-simple interface. No account needed, a link is enough to join a call. It's also impressively stable. Where Skype will suffer from bugs and a long connection time, Zoom is fast and smooth. Another advantage is that it's a service designed for work. Zoom allows for hundreds of participants with optimized screen sharing. In the face of this rapid rise, Skype still does not react. In just a few months, Zoom has become the undisputed leader of video conferencing worldwide. Meanwhile, the other competitors remain active. WhatsApp and FaceTime will remain the top choices for consumers. Messenger and Discord are becoming the favorite platforms for calls between friends and gamers. And Skype, in all of this, it becomes downright invisible. Microsoft, realizing its lack of users, sees no point in maintaining it. On March 1st, 2025, the sentence falls. Skype is going to disappear for good. Microsoft announces a gradual shutdown of the service and encourages its last users to switch to Teams. After a 20-year reign, the revolutionary communication software is set to vanish amidst widespread indifference. By the way, let me know if you've heard about its official shutdown. Skype's history is a harsh lesson on innovation and technological evolution. It was once one of the most popular software worldwide. It revolutionized communication. It dominated its market for years, but it ended up being surpassed, forgotten, then deleted. Skype failed to evolve, leading to its decline. The company did not listen to its users. They missed the turn of mobile and cloud. Microsoft sacrificed Skype for Teams' benefit, then let Skype die. It's proof, yet again, that in tech, being first is not enough. Like Internet Explorer, another Microsoft software, which dominated with 95% of the market share before completely collapsing, but this time for different reasons. And to disappear, as shown in the video.